Uh, Hello, welcome to episode 1 of the Strang Team Pep Talk. We're not going to tell you why it's called Pep Talk. That's going to come up later. So
Exactly.
we'll leave you waiting.
Yes.
We figured in episode 1 we'll talk about ourselves because I'm sure that's what everybody wants to hear. Maybe not.
Yeah.
But that's what we're going to do. So we'll let you know a little bit about the Strang Team. So Carl.
You should go ahead first.
I'm gonna go ahead.
Yeah.
Okay. Well. Okay. Well, Strang Team is myself, Keith Strang, and my partner Carl Prado. Obviously, we're here to help you with all your real estate needs. We're gonna go through some questions in a minute, actually, and interview each other. So you're gonna find out all about us that way.
Yeah.
So you'll learn everything from that. So maybe let's start with that.
We're just gonna do it in a question and answer format.
Yep.
So, the first question I have here is just a list that we came up using ChatGPT, which everyone uses right now. So it's not too bad. It's it's very helpful actually. So the first question is, how long have we been working in real estate? So.
Yep. Okay. Well, I'll start with that because I'm the old person here. So. I've been this is 24th year in real estate, and I started out. I moved to Vancouver in 2020 not 2020, sorry, in 2001 I think, and got into real estate basically in the first year. So that's the short answer. I'll let Carl answer. I'm sure there's more questions here that we'll explain further. So.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
My wife and I moved here 2015. I got licensed in December 2017. But I mostly started working in real estate in 2018, and then I met Keith 2019 January or February. So ever since, so that's when.
2019.
2019.
Wow.
Yeah.
February. Wow. 6 years already. I didn't realize it's that long.
Yeah. Time flies.
Time does fly.
Mm-hmm.
I know it also says here, well, how long have you been working? Well, that's a general experience.
Yeah.
How long have you been working in real estate? But are you full-time, part-time agent? Well, we're both full-time agents.
Correct.
So, yeah.
Yeah. So.
And I've been a full-time agent for 24 years. So.
There you go.
Yep. What areas and neighborhoods
do you specialize in?
You can answer that. So some of these questions we don't have to each answer because we're a team. So.
Yeah.
Yep.
So we do everywhere, basically. Like, Keith started with, he had Burnaby condos.
Yes.
So.
Yes, so I mean, when I started in real estate, I did focus on an area. That was Burnaby, and I focused on just condos. And at that time, it was mostly first-time buyers buying condos. That's when prices were still a little more reasonable. So I worked with lots of first-time buyers, and then over the years, I've maintained relationships with my clients. So those first-time buyers ended up selling their condos, buying townhouses, selling the townhouses, buying houses. Some of them have gone back already to selling those houses and then downsizing. But over the time, because of the fact that I'm working with basically my past clients, they have moved out. So they've moved everywhere for affordability reasons, for family reasons, everything. So now we kind of service the whole Lower Mainland. There are occasions where I will go out of the Lower Mainland, or we will, if a client wants us to. Of course, we also will refer to agents in those areas, but sometimes a client or past client wants us to help them. So honestly, that'll come up in other episodes, but I have stories of going quite long distances with people. So whatever it takes.
Whatever it takes.
Whatever it takes.
So myself, I mostly started in New West. I was with another team, and then I met Keith. Then I started helping him with open houses, with his clients, like showings. And so basically, where he was, that's where I was. And so now we have clients all over. Like, we even have clients in Kelowna, Penticton. We have one client who were showing properties on the island, in the Gulf Islands. So yeah, we're everywhere. Wherever you need us to go, we'll be there. So
that's right.
Yeah.
Well, it'll come up in another episode as well, but they can even help you in another province.
Oh,
But
yeah.
that-
Yeah.
But that's not the focus of this. So.
Nope. Yeah.
But then stay tuned in another episode for that one.
Yep.
Okay. Well, I think we have kind of answered this already. Actually,
Yeah.
What type of properties do you usually handle? You know what? Basically everything. Again, that comes from experience over the years.
Yeah.
Starting with one thing. Like I said, I really focus on condos and strata, but I have helped my clients basically throughout their life cycle. So having kids, kids growing up, everything. When I first started, I just had children. They were born my first child is 21. She turned 21 today. So I've also grown with my clients through all those different life stages. So different types of houses. I myself have gone from condo, townhouse to house, back to house, back to townhouse, back to condo. So everything.
Yeah, same with me. Well, I'm younger, so I started later than Keith. So I mostly started with first-time buyers, condos, buying and selling condos, and then gone on to townhouses, and then more recently we sold a house to a couple of clients, a detached house in Maple Ridge, which is further out, and so yeah, condos, townhouses, houses, and then more recently we've been dealing with commercial properties too, and so kind of a mix of a lot of different types of properties.
I think the thing to add there is we will do like we have knowledge in all of those, but we also will do our due diligence no matter what type of property. So we're always going to make sure that we have the knowledge and do the best thing for our client and help them. So if we need to call other people to help us with certain things, we also do that. So our job is to make sure we take care of our client's best interest no matter what.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're probably not going to do all of these questions, but just the interesting ones. What are the current market trends in this area? Well,
this area meaning what? So, current market trends.
How's the market basically?
In general. While we're filming this video is October 21st, 2025.
Yep.
So, current market, I think most of us are aware in the lower mainland at least, is quiet. Or quiet is one way of looking at it. It's not necessarily quiet, but it's a difficult market. Let's be honest. Difficult just in that it's a slower time. People are not concerned about certain things going on in the world, certain things economically, and that interest rates have been higher for the last few years, although they have been coming down. So there's just uncertainty out there. So I think with uncertainty, you get a bit of a different market. Having said that, there's still always transactions going on. People buy, people sell for different reasons. And one thing I can say, and people always say it, so a lot of times people may not believe us, but it's actually a good time to buy. So, and that, when I say that, just market-wise, if you're in the market, if you have the money or you're qualified and it's comfortable for you to buy, then now is a good time. You have more power because of the pressure on sellers that, to be honest, if they need to sell for whatever reason, it's tougher. So there's better deals out there for you. Of course, the most important thing though is you buy when you're able to buy.
Mm-hmm.
So don't worry so much just about the market. The market changes. We can't always predict the market. You don't know.
Yep.
So when you're comfortable financially, it makes sense for you to buy and to get into the market, then that's when you do it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
exactly. Well, 1 second. Well, okay. Here's an interesting question. What challenges do you see for buyers and sellers in this market right now? I would say sellers have more challenges right now. Well, sellers have had to do price reductions. We don't see a lot of bidding wars right now. We don't get any of that. It's generally more quiet right now. So there's not a lot of competition. That's why it's good for buyers. You have more power or leverage over pricing. And so challenges, I would say, for buyers, there's always buyers out there who are looking for like great deals. There are great deals right now. It just takes some digging into the market to find those deals, and that's what we're here for. And we have been able to get some of our clients really good deals quite recently. We're not really kind of gonna go into that, but there have been some really good deals.
And you can reach out to us, but
Yeah.
but it's interesting. That's just market based. There's from 1 year to now, the difference in price in some properties is notable for sure.
Yeah.
I would just add in there a challenge for buyers. The main challenge for buyer, I think, is actually, psychologically being prepared to buy. Because like anything else, when a market is down, like the stock market, people just generally speaking, psychologically don't want to buy when things are going down,
Yeah.
or when they feel like they're going down.
Yeah.
But the funny thing is, reality is, that's generally the best time to buy. If you buy in a market where everything is going up, then you're not in the best position to do it. So
Yeah.
I think it's getting over that. But of course, other challenges, obviously, again, job market and stuff like that, there are challenges for
Yeah.
buyers. Affordability is always a challenge
Yeah.
here. And one other thing is just when you're buying and selling is a challenge. Because, again, it's hard to sell nowadays. So you got to buy, but you need to sell in order to buy. We've got things like subjects to sale that we won't go into all of that. Again, you can reach out to us, but that's what we're here. We because we're dealing with many past clients, we quite often are navigating clients that have to sell and buy at the same time because they're moving either up or down. So we know how to handle that, and my clients will tell you the famous line we always use: "Don't worry about it." But honestly, it always works out if you do it properly. There's always a way. So we try to take that burden off, and we worry about it.
Exactly.
So we tell you not to worry, and then we go home and worry. But
Yeah.
It always works out.
It always works out.
Yep.
Have faith
Have faith. Yes.
in your realtor.
Yes.
So market knowledge. How do you stay up to date? Average time for homes. Well, average times for a home staying on the market. 60, 90 days.
Yeah,
Would be
so
pretty average, I would
The
say.
thing is, we could pull the actual stats,
Yeah.
but we did not do that because we're just answering ChatGPT questions right now.
Mhm.
So,
Yep.
again, all this kind of information, we could get you the real information, but anecdotally, I can't say that. Anecdotally? Anyway,
Yeah.
never mind. But being in the market as an agent, we kind of have an idea without looking at the stats. So I would say, 60, 90 days is not uncommon. Sometimes longer. It depends. So we'll get into that in another segment about how to properly sell your property.
Yes.
In any market, right? So
Yeah.
yep.
So, okay, well, next question. Maybe we'll talk more about us so you get to know us in this episode, which is our first episode.
That's true. That was the point of this.
Yeah, so so maybe a question here is, what's your approach to negotiations? So
You want me to answer that question?
yeah.
I'm always talking a lot, so you're gonna find that out if you work with me.
yeah.
Sometimes I talk too much, but approach to negotiations. So some people will like this, some people will not like this, but to me, so both sides always have to win. So that's my approach, and I think that's most people's approach. They just may not always tell you that, but just look at anything with contract negotiations, labor negotiations, all of these things. It's always about finding a solution that both sides can win, because if both sides don't win, you actually won't have an agreement. So we're only working for our client, want to get them what they want, but we know in order to do that, you have to be able to give the other side something that they want. So it's about trying to figure out what is important to both sides.
Yeah.
And that's how, for example, if Carl's my client, how I'm going to get Carl the best deal is by being able to entice the other side with something that's going to cause them to want to give us what we want.
Yeah.
Which means we have to give them something that they want that's not as important. So that's kind of what my approach is. It's more of I was going to say mediation, but mediation almost sounds like a negative. Like you're bringing two sides together that are on opposite ends. But actually, we're not on opposite ends. Seller wants to sell their house, buyer wants to buy the house.
Yeah.
So we're on the same team. So really, that's what it's about. It's two people trying to do one thing. not two different people trying to do two things.
Exactly.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, so
That's
it's
my
teamwork. Basically, when I say teamwork, it's not just between me and Keith. It's between us and our client and the other agent and the other party. So it's more about, how do I say this? Both sides have to win, and so a lot of our job basically is to help our clients understand that that is the best approach to a deal. To make deals happen, we help our clients understand that, hey, it's a give and take. So you can't just take and expect the other side to give. So it's more of our job is to actually, it's kind of like mediation, although I don't like that word too. So it's more like bringing two sides
Like, look at it this way.
together.
You're sitting in where we are right now, but around a table. So we've got two different parties. There could be more than two people, but you have buyers, you have sellers, you have buyers agents, you have sellers agents. In the end, we all want the same thing.
Yeah.
We want a transaction to take place. We
Exactly.
want you to get the home you want, or we want you to be able to sell your home.
Yeah.
We want to be able to help you.
Yeah.
And yes, we also want to earn a living. So it's all part of it, but we only do that by helping everybody. So
Exactly.
we all sit down at the same table.
Yeah.
And we all leave with what we want. So to me, that's my approach to negotiation. It's always friendly. We always focus on having good relationships with other agents in the business too.
That's a big one.
Some people don't think about this. Agents, I mean. But if we have good relationships with agents, then they want to work with us. And if we have good relationship with them, we want to work with them. So I'm sure we'd all rather sit around a table with people we like.
Yeah, exactly.
In order to agree on something.
Yeah.
And then you're much more likely to agree on something. So people sometimes lose sight of that.
That's a big one because like if the other agent likes you or we like the other agent, the easier it is for both sides to get what they want. And it's the same thing with buyers and sellers. So if a buyer likes the seller or the seller likes the buyer, based on like the initial interaction, whether it's an offer or a counter offer or whatever, it's easier to bring sides together when everyone likes each other. So it's a big one, that relationship with the other side. It's not all about it's not a who wins or who loses. It's more about getting the other side to like you so that you can get what you want.
Everyone wins.
Yeah.
So and I mean, use this example, but you sit around the table for your Christmas dinner or Thanksgiving dinner with your family. It's a lot more enjoyable when you sit around and you get along with your family, right? You have a good time.
Yeah.
So good things come out of that. If you don't like your family, or you don't like, I shouldn't use family, but if you don't like the people you're sitting around that table with, it's not fun, and you don't have a good outcome. Usually, you leave unhappy, right? So that's our whole approach to the business, and to our clients. We build relationships with our clients that are positive, right? It's not all about winning and losing. In the end, you win that way, right?
Yeah.
So we'll talk about this, I'm sure, many times in other episodes because it's a big foundation to to our business and to what I believe about the real estate business.
Yeah.
I also am part owner of a real estate brokerage, and we have the same philosophy there, Oakland Realty Encore. So I'll plug that one. But
Oakland.
That's Oakland's way, and that's also what we teach our agents here too. It's amazing what comes out of that mindset. You're not going in for the kill. You're not going in to destroy the other party. A lot of people have that outlook. Yeah. And some clients, they think, no, I need an agent that's going to be like a shark or going to be. Well, maybe it works for some. Yeah, but for some. That's not us. No. Plus, you can be a shark quietly. So there's ways to get what you want.
That's true.
But try it.
And we try to keep good relationship with other agents too. So that's another benefit of working with us is we have a good reputation in the industry, and so that will benefit you as a client when you're working with an agent who gets along with agents.
It goes a long way.
Yeah.
And there's a
It
lot
goes
of
long way.
great agents in this business, so we're
Oh, yeah.
not working against them. We're working
Yeah.
with them. We're all working together.
Yeah.
So-
Cooperation, not competition. So
yes. Yep.
perfect.
That's
Okay.
a good one.
That's a good one. Well,
Let's
lot
see
of
what
these-
else we have here.
well, a lot of these are like for
Other
like
stuff, right?
selling and buying. It's like, but we want to focus. Like, we have maybe a few minutes left in this episode.
Yep.
And so we want to keep it
Okay,
short and sweet, right? So
When you talk about, why don't you tell me about your? Well, I already know this, but I don't know
Yeah.
everything. So tell me about yourself personally instead, because our business, again, sorry, I always
Yeah.
talk, but our business and our relation with our clients is actually more personal than business, if
Yeah.
that makes sense. Again, we're
Exactly.
building friendships and relationships with our clients,
Yeah.
so it's actually as much about that as it is about the business side.
yeah, the business it's about people. Same with Open. It's about people. It's not about houses. It's about relationships. And so, yeah. Well, for me, I was born and raised in the Philippines, and then my wife and I went to Singapore to study and work. And then after that, we came here to Canada to study and to work. And so I'm from, I wouldn't say a middle class family. We'd be more in the lower end of the middle class. And so I saw what it was like for people to struggle to find homes, and so that kind of inspired me to get into the industry to help people find homes, and so that's why I'm here. So
Well, I can't compete with that story. So
it's
no, I don't mean that.
it's
But
not
I
a
mean, that's
competition.
that's a good.
Yeah.
I don't mean that, but that's a yeah. That's I never even realized that, to be honest. So for me, I'm older than Carl, so I'm quite a bit older than Carl.
Age is just a number.
Yeah, it's
Guys.
just a number. But so I mean, more about myself. Well, I grew up in Alberta, born in Ontario, grew up in Alberta, went to school there, got married there, and then moved here, like I said, about 25 years ago. And I got into real estate, to be honest, just like I say, I don't have as good a reason as Carl, but it's just something I always wanted to do.
Yeah.
So I did different things. And it's kind of a funny story. I didn't get into real estate earlier because I thought that it had a negative image to it. So, which is really, looking back, is very dumb because you don't do things based on what you think other people think. But that is what I did. I did other things. I worked for a financial institution, which was good. And then I worked for a hotel chain doing marketing, which was also good. But I always wanted to do this. So I decided, after being in Vancouver for less than a year, I'm just going to do what I want to do. And also I bought my first place with another realtor, and he was a great guy, so I really like him. So don't take it the wrong way. But I thought, after that experience, which was really good, if this guy can do this, then so can I. And that's not a hit at the person, it's a positive. I would think the same thing. In fact, I've had a number of clients that became realtors after working with me, and who knows, maybe it's the same thing. They thought, if this guy can do it, then why can't I do it? But so I just got into it because it's something I always wanted to do, and I've always enjoyed it. And then personally, again, for that, I had kids shortly after I got into business, and they've grown up with me in the business, and I've grown up with them being in this business. So it's given me a lot of freedom to be able to spend time with them. Also not, because I tend to be working all the time, but I'm able to be with them, attend all their sporting events, travel with them to sporting events, travel as a family, because of, I guess, what being in this business has afforded me. So now my son is 18, daughter is 21. She's moved off to LA to pursue her dance career, and my son is planning a trip to travel around Europe on a kind of gap year from school, and then who knows what he's going to do. So yeah, I bring that kind of experience that I've grown up or have my kids grow up, go through all these different stages. So I'm doing the same thing with my clients and their families. So anyway, I can go on. Like I said, you'll find out later. I can just sit here and keep talking, and it doesn't have any particular order. So hopefully that gives you a little bit of an idea.
A little bit of idea of who we are and why we do this. And why we do this for our clients. And so I guess, well, a few minutes left in the episode here. So what can you expect from this series of videos that we're doing? We're calling it the Strand Team Pep Talk episodes. So it's about anything related to real estate, about the market, about our lives, not just as realtors, but
and
maybe
your
a little
lives,
bit,
It's basically going to be just to help people.
Yeah.
So with real estate or with anything, because we like to talk about lots of things. So
we do.
Like you said, pep talk. Well, pep talk. Okay, that's like to motivate people. That's not where that came from. We just thought it would be a good idea. It actually, we'll go into this later, but it came from, like Carl said, we have a series. We have something to do with buying and something to do with selling. And pep talk honestly came from. Well, I'll just give you an idea.
Yeah.
Sell with us. So you're not going to be able to read this, but selling with us. The pep part of it. P, presentation. E, exposure. And then P again, pricing. So we're going to go into that in other series, but that's where PEP came from. And on the buying side, same thing. P for properties, E for education, and this series is going to be a lot on education. And then P for process. So we'll talk about that as well. Yeah. But we don't want to bore you. So I know sometimes these things can be boring. We want to make it fun and educate, and we're really here for that purpose. If anybody ever wants to reach out to us, of course we want to help you with your real estate needs.
Yes.
But we're here not really for that purpose. We are, but we're here just to provide our insights and information, and that's.
And we don't only do real estate; we do events for clients as well. We have our annual barbecue. We've had 2.
Yes. I did them in the past because I've been doing this for a long time. I've gone through different cycles.
Yes.
Of what I've done and not done, but that's going to be an annual.
It's going to be an annual thing. And then we have hockey nights because Keith is a big hockey fan. I'm starting to love hockey because I'm Canadian since from a year ago, and so I'm starting to find my love for the game, so to speak. Well, after having seen so many games with Keith, and so it's a fun game. It's very physical and emotional, and I can see how people can get very emotional when it comes to supporting their teams. And so I'm supporting Canucks, of course. I'm a Vancouverite, but Keith here,
I support the Canucks too. I grew up in Edmonton, so. There you go. What can I say? Edmonton won a whole bunch of Stanley Cups when I was a kid. Vancouver did not. So I support both teams. Some people don't like that, but I actually support Vancouver first. I live in Vancouver, so since moving to Vancouver, I've always been a Vancouver fan. But second choice is Edmonton. So unfortunately, the last 2 years we did a hockey night at the office and watched the first game of the season between those two teams.
Yep.
Last year, Edmonton won, and this year. Edmonton won.
Again.
So, anyway.
So, there's a pattern there, as you can see.
But luckily, I cheer for both teams, so no problem.
Yep. Well, I mostly enjoy the pizza and the drink when we're doing it, so you better come next time. We'll send you an invite.
Yes.
Okay, that's it for our first episode.
And forgive us, this is the first time we've ever done this, so...
we're gonna get better at it, and so...
we might get better at it.
We might get better.
Yeah. But we'll keep doing it.
We'll keep doing it, and you'll see more of us. So, thank you
for
joining us.
See you again.
See you again.